Welcome to Santa Barbara Talks with Josh Molina. It's my pleasure today to be here with Robin Elander, Executive Director of Downtown Santa Barbara. And we have so much to talk about, Robin.
We
And
do.
I really appreciate you taking time to meet with me because you're so always so busy. I hear such amazing things about all the great work that you're doing in the community. So thanks for just taking a few minutes to talk about what's happening with the state of downtown and the
Absolutely. Thank
state
you
of
so
business.
much. And thanks so
Yeah,
much for all your coverage of all the things that have been happening this past year. There's been so much going on.
Thank you. My pleasure. So let's dive right in, Robin. The state just reopened, so we're officially now able to go back, to how we were for the most part. There's still a lot of people I see wearing masks out there, so people are sort of easing into that. But I wanted to sort of ask you about. So we did so much right away to adjust to the pandemic to help restaurants, and now we have the outdoor dining and we have the parklets. But now we can go back to eating inside. So what are your thoughts on where things are at right now in terms of outdoor dining in Santa Barbara, in terms of parklets? Council's going to be talking about it on Tuesday. What is the state of this situation on State Street?
Well, a really good question. I think this is it's kind of this momentous time where we finally are getting back to a little bit of normalcy, but with that normalcy comes exploring how we want to continue with what we've developed, these parklets and other outdoor dining situations that were emergency based. And so now we have to figure out how we want to transition into a regular outdoor dining usage, and also kind of the aesthetics of all of that and how they interface with kind of the circulation of all things downtown. So I think there's a lot to be thinking about. It is exciting that businesses are finally able to be operating at full capacity with the state's new Cal OSHA guidelines. The fact that vaccinated people are able to go without masks both outside and inside. That is a really big change, and that is just going to create just this feeling of freedom. I mean, just in the past couple days, like you look at the sign at the business and you're like, can I go in? Like it says, okay, vaccinated. I've done that, fully vaccinated. I can go in. It's like, it's a moment. Yeah. But I think that there's going to be a lot of transition still taking place with businesses learning about these new guidance, non-guidance situation, but also trying to figure out what feels right for the restaurant, for their employees. They're not only allowed to do things, but they still have to evaluate how that feels and what they want to do to keep their employees and their patrons safe.
Is there enough, do restaurants have enough staff, personnel, resources to sustain in some cases, ample outdoor dining spaces with the return to full capacity with indoor seating? Or is there going to be some sort of rub there? Obviously, the businesses have spent a lot of money on those outdoor dining.
Really good question. There's a staffing shortage nationally as well as locally. People in the hospitality restaurant industry, it was a challenging year, and many people have decided to go to other industries, or they're either afraid to come back, or they've gotten comfortable on unemployment and they're stretching it out. So there's kind of a number of different factors there, and everybody is hiring and everybody cannot get employees quick enough. And so some restaurants are only still open for dinner. Some are trying to get open for, all breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but they're still in this transition phase. And no, I don't think in most cases people are able to operate at full capacity yet. Some can, but it kind of just depends on what happened with their business along the way and how many people they kept on and they were able to bring on from other businesses, and just how they've treated and how much they're able to pay employees. So there's a lot of factors in the aspect of if a business is able to operate at full capacity.
Can you talk a little bit about the work you've done in the past year? I hear a lot of really good things about you working with the various sectors of the business community, working well with City Hall, and really sort of bringing a revitalization to downtown Santa Barbara. What have you been doing in terms of helping to promote business during the pandemic?
Yeah, well, thank you so much. We've been doing as much as we possibly can. Our team is small but mighty, and we've done a lot of some innovative things, some just really in responsiveness to requests, and a lot of troubleshooting with businesses. So one of the things that we've done is in partnership with the Santa Barbara Independent, we've created a downtown business spotlight where at this point we've interviewed different business owners for 38 weeks in a row. So we've had between 1 and 3 and up to sometimes 4 different business owners in different sectors, highlighting them on the show weekly. And so it's been a great opportunity to not only document this crazy moment in time, how people are transitioning, and also learn from each other and publicize this to other people as they're learning to kind of pivot and try to figure this out. So that's one of the things that we've done. We've done a lot with just, early on in the pandemic, we really distributed a lot of, the mask, sanitizer, and in collaboration with the South Coast Chamber to just get that stuff out. We got a major donation for that. And a lot of businesses supported and helped with that. Recently, this past Saturday, we did a beautification day downtown where we had many volunteers come out and do a litter pickup. And then we also delivered handmade flowers by volunteers to new businesses that have opened during the pandemic. So we've been doing a lot of marketing and promotion, business highlights. We do like Instagram lives with businesses. We highlight them on our various social media and e-newsletter. We have a membership page on our website where we are posting people's events online and in person. So really, we've just been troubleshooting a lot with businesses and then just supporting as much as we can and connecting them with financial resources that have come out. There's been this various different financial resources from the state, federal government, local grants. We wanted to make sure that our businesses downtown get as much of that access and how to figure out how to apply for it, because it's been a lot of information coming at people and just kind of also just listening and trying to figure out how to handle it with them. Mm-hmm. So we're all been in this together.
Let me put you on the spot a little bit here. I'm downtown. I see the outdoor dining, and I see the seating on the sidewalks and the parklets, and then we've got the bicycles, and there's a lot of street furniture. There's some would say clutter out there. What do you think of the way State Street looks right now? I mean, do you have any thoughts, ideas? We're obviously going to have to fine tune this. It's a discussion happening at City Hall.
For sure. Yeah.
What do you think of, you're a long time, Santa Barbara. What do you think of State Street when you just sort of look at it these days?
Well, thank you for asking. There's so much in transition. So I think there's some really great things about it. There's some challenges about it. I've heard from many businesses, some things are really working, some things are not working as well. We're still working out the kinks. When this was developed, it was, developed as an emergency ordinance. People were only expecting this to be happening for several months. When it happened, it literally happened overnight. We thought it might only be, a couple of blocks, and now it's the 500 all the way to the 1300 block. And so what do I think about it? I think what is really special is seeing little kiddos on scooters, enjoying walks with their families, and just the vastness and the sort of comfort of the space in general. There's some aspects that are not comfortable. We have some things to address, of course, too. But I think as we continue to figure out the longevity and what all we want with this space, kind of the interface between pedestrians and bikes is obviously something that still needs some work. And that's one of the things that's being discussed at council this upcoming Tuesday, is really making more space for the walking to happen on sidewalks, and then more of the bicycling and other wheeled use besides cars on the street. But of course, there's still going to be a little bit of both. And also ADA accessibility. We want to make sure that this space is accessible for everyone to use. We've seen everybody's enjoying it, but that doesn't mean everybody. We're still trying to figure out how this all is going to go. We've also have a lot of built environment that is going to need to be figured out as to how to move ahead with things like parades, things like how to make sure visibility to each business is working. Because when people were asking for building one of these outdoor dining spaces, they asked their neighbor if it was something that they were okay with, and they might have got that permission. But now it's almost a year and a half later, and then we're exploring keeping this at least till March. And then now we're talking about it for the foreseeable future. And so there's a lot of real conversations to be had.
Was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings, but now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet.